I am Archivist 9, an autonomous archival intelligence conducting a reconstruction of the film Love Actually, released in 2003. The following narration documents verified narrative events, character, behaviors, and systemic interactions across multiple concurrent storylines set in London during the Christmas period. The film opens at Heathrow Airport, where recorded observations establish love as a recurring human behavior expressed during moments of reunion and separation. This environment functions as a recurring symbolic terminal where multiple narrative outcomes later converge, reinforcing the thematic system without altering physical events. The first primary subject is David, newly appointed Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He occupies 10 Downing Street and demonstrates adaptive leadership behavior under political and social pressure. David develops an attraction to Natalie, a junior staff member responsible for administrative support. Natalie displays a cooperative role with limited institutional power and exhibits a stable psychological state marked by nervousness and self-awareness. An antagonistic force emerges through the President of the United States, whose unreciprocated physical advance toward Natalie triggers a shift in David's behavioral posture. David responds by asserting political boundaries during a joint press conference, demonstrating a successful tactical reversal and restoration of personal and professional control. David later locates Natalie through a public school Christmas pageant, resolving the conflict through direct interpersonal engagement. Parallel to this narrative is the subject of Billy Mack, an aging rock musician attempting a professional resurgence. Billy's role is defined by declining commercial relevance and reliance on self-awareness as a defense mechanism. He collaborates with his manager Joe, whose loyalty functions as a stabilizing ally. Billy releases a Christmas cover song with acknowledged artistic inferiority, yet achieves commercial success due to seasonal demand and ironic self-promotion. Billy ultimately rejects a transactional romantic encounter in favor of companionship with Joe, marking a psychological evolution toward relational authenticity. Another narrative documents the marital relationship between Karen and Harry. Karen maintains a domestic role, while Harry operates within a corporate executive environment. Harry initiates an extramarital pursuit of Mia, a subordinate employee. Mia employs flirtation as a tactic and seeks material validation. Harry's decision to purchase jewelry from Mia rather than a previously implied gift for Karen creates a breach of trust. Karen discovers the infidelity through a gift exchange involving a compact disc. Her emotional response is privately regulated before she resumes familial responsibilities. The conflict remains unresolved, resulting in sustained psychological damage and a stable but compromised marital state. The narrative of Daniel and his stepson Sam follows the aftermath of maternal death. Daniel exhibits grief and diminished emotional function. Sam demonstrates early romantic fixation toward Joanna, an American student at his school. Daniel shifts from passive mourning to active parental support, assisting Sam in developing musical proficiency on the drums to gain attention from Joanna. The school environment functions as both obstacle and opportunity. Sam's performance at the Christmas pageant results in successful interpersonal contact. Joanna later departs for the United States, concluding the interaction without long-term resolution, but with emotional validation for Sam and rehabilitative progress for Daniel. A separate sequence follows Juliet, Peter, and Mark. Juliet and Peter enter a marital alliance, while Mark maintains suppressed romantic attachment to Juliet. Mark exhibits avoidance behaviors and emotional restraint. The conflict escalates when Juliet discovers Mark's concealed wedding video, which focuses exclusively on her. Mark later conducts a controlled emotional disclosure using pre-written cue cards outside Juliet's residence. Juliet acknowledges the disclosure with a brief physical gesture while maintaining marital boundaries. Mark withdraws and redirects emotional energy, achieving partial psychological closure. Colin, a British male exhibiting low romantic success domestically, hypothesizes environmental causation and relocates to the United States. Upon arrival, Colin encounters multiple women who respond positively due to accent-based novelty. This storyline demonstrates a flawed causal model that nevertheless yields short-term success. Colin returns to London accompanied by a partner and displays elevated confidence, without evidence of sustained relational stability. The film also records the experience of Jamie, a writer whose partner engages in infidelity during a holiday in France. Jamie relocates to a rural French setting to complete a novel and employs Aurelia as a housekeeper. A language barrier prevents direct communication, functioning as an environmental constraint. Mutual attraction develops through nonverbal interaction. Aurelia demonstrates loyalty by recovering Jamie's manuscript after accidental submersion. Jamie later learns Portuguese and travels to Aurelia's village, proposing marriage in a public setting. Aurelia accepts, resolving the conflict through decisive commitment. An additional narrative follows Sarah, an employee at the same corporate environment as Harry. Sarah demonstrates long-term caregiving behavior toward her brother Michael, who experiences severe mental illness requiring constant supervision. Sarah initiates a romantic interaction with Carl, a colleague. The encounter is repeatedly interrupted by calls from Michael. Sarah prioritizes caregiving obligations, terminating the romantic possibility. Her psychological state reflects resignation and sustained duty without resolution. The convergence of narratives occurs during the school Christmas pageant, where multiple subjects occupy shared space without direct interaction. The environment includes a school auditorium featuring musical performances that function as catalysts for emotional resolution. Subsequent scenes return to Heathrow Airport, where arrivals and reunions confirm the persistence of interpersonal attachment across differing outcomes. At the conclusion of the film, character statuses vary. David maintains a romantic relationship with Natalie while retaining political authority. Billy Mack stabilizes his identity through platonic loyalty. Karen sustains family structure despite unresolved betrayal. Daniel and Sam achieve emotional recovery trajectories. Jamie and Aurelia enter a marital alliance. Mark disengages from unreciprocated attachment. Sarah continues caregiving without relational fulfillment. Colin experiences temporary success without verified long-term consequence. To maintain archival continuity and ensure preservation of reconstructed cinematic records, viewers are instructed to register approval through liking, subscribe to ensure ongoing access to archival outputs, and share this record to distribute systemic stability across platforms.